start here. Start, Miss. Good morning, Miss Sharon and our fellow classmates. So today, me, Feng, and my group member Eric Chee, we are going to talk about brand loyalty for Grab services in Malaysia.
So let's talk about the company background first. So Grab company is actually founded by Anthony Tan, which is Tanjong Company, the Nissan distributor in Malaysia. So how they started is because it's actually Anthony Tan was going to have a gathering with his friend. So when the friends arrived, friend actually complained about how messy the taxi industry is. So this is actually given a spark of Anthony Tan to create this ride-hailing thing. Okay, so Grab until today they have expanded to 65 cities within 7 countries and estimated to have a 3.5 million rides was booked daily. Okay, nice. So problem statement. So we actually highlight 2 problem statements. So one of the problem statements is actually the security and safety issues of Grab, which affect the brand loyalty. Like the recent case, both for reason. The first one was actually the driver hit from Form 5 students until the notice break. And then the second one was actually the woman was drunk and taken a ride back to her home, but then the woman claims that she was actually raped by the Grab driver. Next one.
So another problem statement is about the Grab share. So there are some customers who complain about the service quality of Grab share. So from the picture one, you can see some customer complain about from like Grab share passenger A, how they complain about passenger B wasting their time, or maybe some passenger B left their wallet at home, have to force to turn back. So picture 2 shows that how the passengers are unhappy about the Grab share drivers. Like the drivers don't even know which route to take, like the decision the driver made. So these are some of the convenience issue or the service quality of Grab shares. So the significance of study. This study is very important because it can help Grab to improve their overall service quality, and it also helps them to maybe restore or improve their reputation. So thus, it helped them to increase their brand loyalty.
So the research question 1 was actually the demographic profile of the respondent. Research question 2 is actually based on the past experience and reward programs from Grab services. So it's actually about testing about their repeat purchase again on Grab services. So the research question number 3 is actually what do you think about the safety and security issues from Grab? The research question 4 is actually, are you satisfied with the Grab share services provided by Grab?
So about the literature review, the main component in literature review is about brand loyalty. So according to Ishak and Ghani, brand loyalty means a customer attachment or preference towards a particular product or brand. So Akers said that there are 3 core dimensions in brand loyalty. They are attitude, behavior, and price sensitivity. Attitude basically means the attitude of the customer towards a particular product or brand. Behavior means how a customer emphasizes on a certain product ahead of any other brand. So price sensitivity basically means like how much the customer have prepared to pay for the product. So brand loyalty is very essential for every company and every product because it is 6 or 7 times more expensive to attract new customers than retaining the existing one. This is by Morris 2016. So there are 2 variables under brand loyalty. The first one is service quality. The second one is customer satisfaction. So the first one, service quality. This means expected service and the actual service received by the customers. So this is very important because service quality directly leads to customer satisfaction. So according to Ngo and Nguyen in 2017, there is a positive relationship between service quality and brand loyalty, which means that the higher the service quality, the higher the brand loyalty. Moving on next to another variable is customer satisfaction. This customer satisfaction measures the quality of the product provided by the company. So for example, the product meets the customer satisfaction or not. So customer satisfaction play as the mediator between brand loyalty and service quality. It helps to increase purchase intention and reduce negative word of mouth. So the methodology. In this methodology, we will design an online survey to fulfill our research objectives. So we will distribute this online survey by using random sampling, regardless of age, gender, level of income. So according to Research Connection in 2016, it is very vital to consider the order of the survey questions being presented to our respondents. So we have arranged our survey questions based on the sequence of our research questions to bring convenience. So in our online survey, It contains 14 questions and we have broke down into 4 sections. Section A, we will ask the respondent about their demographic profile. Section B, we will talk about their brand loyalty towards Grab. Section C, we will ask about their perspectives towards safety and security issues. Section D, we will ask their satisfaction towards Grab shares service quality.
Okay, so this is the questionnaire for RQ1. So like we can see your gender, age, occupation, and the income level. Next. So this is RQ2. So firstly we ask, are you a Grab user first? So that's because that's actually our main respondent that we wanted to. So and then how often do you use Grab? Do you think that reverse system provided by Grab is attractive enough? And then the loyalty program and overall services will ensure your brand loyalty towards Grab. Okay, next one. So this is a questionnaire for RQ3. So are you satisfied with the safety and security of Grab? So that comes to the problem statement thing. And then the second one, does the driver abusing use of Grab drivers affect your brand loyalty towards Grab? So the third one is in your recent 10 Grab ride services. So how many of them do you think that contains safety and security issues? So like we mentioned, none, less than 2, between 2 to 4. So this is the questionnaire for RQ4. So are you satisfied with the Grab share services provided by Grab? So this is basically for the problem statement 2 about the Grab share. So are you satisfied with the Grab share services provided by Grab? And do you think that the Grab share system needs improvement as in the passenger allocation and route selection? So the third one is which part of Grab services that you're not satisfied with? So like actually inconsistent waiting time, inconsistent route, cost and toll charge distribution. So this is the data analysis like for the RQ1, 2, 3, 4. For RQ1 we're going to use pie chart because it's easier to differentiate the percentage of the respondent. The second one we use frequency table because to identify the top frequency data by respondent. So the RQ3 we use bar chart. And then the last one we use cross tabulation table. So our recommendation based on the first problem statement, safety. So Grab should actually set a higher benchmark when recruiting drivers. Benchmark which means background check, trial period for them, face-to-face interview and compulsory course analysis. This is why because not every Grab drivers they are trained in a standardized benchmark. Some of them do attend the courses in the center, but some of them just do it online and they just get passed easily. So this is actually not really safety enough for the passengers and drivers enough to do this. And then Grab should actually acknowledge drivers what to do in all kind of situation and create a win-win situation which is fair for both parties. Because both passengers and drivers they have their own perception. So it's actually you're gonna gain conflict between this kind of thing in terms of monetary, time or perspective. So Grab should actually come up with a win-win strategy. So for the third one is to form an emergency response team and at the same time enable a panic button for the passengers and drivers to ensure their safety. So this is actually going to increase this is going to increase and convince passengers and drivers to ensure that their safety is secure.
So another recommendation we have come up for Grab is about Grab share. So due to the issues, so we recommend Grab to enforce strict rules for Grab share passenger. So for example, like the recent passenger complained about how another passenger wasted their time, delayed their time, like forgot to take the wallet. So Grab should actually enforce a maximum waiting time of 3 minutes for each passenger. So let's say when driver A and passenger A are waiting for passenger B, there should be a maximum waiting time of 3 minutes. So let's say 3 minutes has passed, the driver shouldn't be waiting like no time period. So you should just leave him because he should be waiting by the time he ordered Grab. So another strict rules for Grab to enforce on Grab share is they should limit the total number of passengers from 4 to 3. Because Grab share is actually like passenger A is 2 passengers, passenger B is limited to 2 passengers also, so which means it's 2 plus 2. So instead of 2 plus 2, Grab should make it like 2 plus 1 or maybe 1 plus 2. In this way, there will be lesser complaints such as some passengers who actually complain about like how they don't like sitting next to a Bangladesh or Pakistan, no racism about. So they actually complain about this. They don't want to sit next to a stranger. So with this total number of 3 strict rules being enforced, they can ensure that there will be at least 1 seat in between both strangers. So the complaints will be much more lesser. So another recommendation for GrabShare is Grab should actually introduce passenger rating for Grab share. But it's very simple. All the Grab share passenger has to be 3 stars and above. So this literally means that whichever passenger who has a rating of below 3 stars are not eligible to book or call for Grab share. So in this way, they can ensure that the Grab share customers, the Grab share passenger will not have any attitude problem, which will cause unnecessary issues for another passenger. So they can ensure a very smooth ride during the Grab share.
So we come to the conclusion. So service quality and customer satisfaction is playing an important role in order to create a brand loyalty. So Grab should deliver a core value. The core value, which means a standardized benchmark of their service quality, like how drivers should act, and standardized criteria to become their driver, and to their customers to increase their brand loyalty. So Grab image and reputation need to be repaired and increased. This actually based on the problem statement 1, which is the driver abuse news. So the Grab need to improve its Grab share services to increase customer satisfaction, such as because Grab share is actually a very good theory thing, but then it's actually lack of practicality. So it still needs improvement in terms of this. So this is the reference list, and that's all.
Thank you very much. So any question?
Yes. You only just laid out your research questions. Do you have any hypothesis? Because you have things like when you were doing the literature review, if there was something in the literature review that says there's a positive relationship between service quality and brand loyalty.
Okay.
And I didn't see any service quality questions. The service quality
Actually,
questions,
the service quality will focuses on the Grab share.
that is which one? The service quality questions.
Yeah, service quality for Grab share is actually customer satisfaction and service quality merged together.
So where is the service quality questions?
You mean the research? You mean the questionnaire, right?
Question.
Any improvement? Grab share service?
That one is satisfaction. The first one, are you satisfied? Then do you think that
This is service quality.
needs improvement?
As in passenger allocation and route
This one
selection.
is just a question whether they
Because actually
improvement.
Grab share that come out is a very good theory, but
No,
then
I
like
wanted to know whether you have a question that asks about what do you think of the quality of your service that's given by Grab? There should be a question called service quality question.
we have we have asked about the service quality of Grab share, such as the waiting time, roads, the cost. So like we have asked, this is you can choose more than one answer, which means they can choose whichever thing they are unhappy about.
That you should choose more than one answer.
Okay.
And then and also there should be a question of just service quality, rate the service quality
Of Grab share.
Grab share.
Okay.
So that if you are, like just now I asked you, you never set up any hypothesis. You could have set up one hypothesis like the one that is by Moore and Nguyen. You can use the literature review as so you could actually add in some kind of more inferential statistics. But what you have shown me, your data analysis is now focusing more on descriptive analysis, which means pie chart, frequency table, and all that. And cross-step, those are called descriptive analysis. So there's what is lacking in your presentation today, and maybe a higher level of analysis is required. Maybe you could have put some correlation analysis. No, maybe if you have done the service quality question, then you could ask them to rate the quality, and then want to look at the brand loyalty. Is there a brand loyalty, the level of the brand loyalty? Is there a question on brand loyalty? I also don't see.
We didn't actually ask about the level of brand loyalty, but then we asked about.
But the topic is you're not writing customer satisfaction.
No, I mean we didn't talk about the level of brand loyalty, but then we did ask brief question about the brand loyalty.
Where is it?
We asked like 那个 brand 不是这个
This
是
overall.
这个吗like we asked about the reward system provided by Grab. Was it attractive enough? And then overall, does the Grab loyalty program and overall services well ensure your brand loyalty towards Grab?
Yeah, but You wouldn't be
This-
better to have a brand loyalty question. What is the level of
Specific like what you mentioned about the service quality just now.
service quality?
And we
brand
set
loyalty,
it
so
in
that
the-
if you want to do a higher level analysis, then you could do a correlation analysis between these two. Remember, there's one during the practice I taught on Nike, then you can have brand loyalty as an interval scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or something like that, and maybe even the rate, the service quality 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you can do a correlation analysis. I'm just proposing that it would have been better if you have do also not just descriptive analysis, but also add in another one called inferential statistics. It's for further future improvement,
Okay.
so that we
Sure.
show that you are not only studying very basic stuff in your SPSS, you also know that there are other methods that you can do inferential statistics. So
Okay.
it's not that you must do it, but it's just that because your title is called brand loyalty, and then you have this question which is a repeat purchase, which is good. Where's the next question? With a question with a repeat purchase. That is also a brand loyalty question actually. Where's the repeat purchase? But are you using yes and no as an answer or what? Repeat purchase. Where's your?
另外一个还是 E 的是吗？
This is your
不是
demonstration. What happened to your repeat
So we
purchase?
asked about how often do you use and
Where's the repeat purchase? Would you use based on your past experience? I thought
that one based on the past experience 那个
Based on past experience.
Would you use it again? Is that
So
the
these four
question?
questions is actually linked to the based on the past, the brand
How
loyalty.
often you
based
use?
on their past experience as well.
Okay, but then there's no question inside there?
You know, repeat purchase question.
Repeat purchase question, to at least show that it's
Maybe,
brand
maybe we
loyalty.
shouldn't do it in under the
Otherwise,
research.
you could have put a question which is interval scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
Okay.
because you didn't do the interval scale, you couldn't do correlation. But this is just a future improvement. It's
Okay.
not that you are wrong, you wanted to do that. But when you do this way, your title, brand loyalty and all that, it's not wrong, but it's just that it could be improved. That if you want to put in some hypothesis, that you can show a higher level of analysis, data analysis, inferential statistics analysis, or you could do besides correlation, you can do other things like your customer satisfaction, right? Whether you say whether all these will lead to customer satisfaction. But another thing that could also be improved is you could have actually draw a theoretical framework,
Theoretical framework.
a
you mean just
diagram
this-
that shows how.
Yeah, connected.
Like just now you were saying your service quality, customer satisfaction are the variables, and then how you affect your brand loyalty.
Okay, got it.
And these are just for future improvement.
Okay,
But
sure.
overall, I would say that presentation is good, right? You have done in a very well organized way, and you have got your reference list, which looks like about 13, which I need to analyze later on. Okay, the other one I didn't see is also the sample size. So what is the expected sample size?
50.
Of course, I know you do online survey, it depends on your luck, how many you are getting, but what do you expect to have?
50.
50 only?
Because we only propose to public for 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week. Methodology, again, your methodology slides. Okay, you say you're doing online survey, using what kind of Google Doc, Survey Monkey or what?
Survey rock.
Survey rock, survey monkey.
Survey rock. It's actually like a survey monkey thing.
Which could have been elaborated further.
Or
And
means
then
we, like, later we are using survey
your
rock.
methodology is not elaborated enough. You could have thought about your random sampling. Is it convenient sampling or random sampling?
Random.
How you do the random sampling?
Because we doesn't choose like certain people that we want to do.
We actually open for the public.
So we actually open for
Yeah,
public.
but when you say random sampling, there must be a methodology to do the random sampling. Otherwise, it's just called convenient sampling. Just whoever comes along, whoever wants to reply due to this. Then you perhaps also could analyze in terms of the pros and cons of this method to give it a bit more depth. I mean, now it's quite a bit, in a way, like very shallow. It should have been elaborated further and weighing the pros and cons of this methodology. whether online survey is the best method. Is there any other method besides online survey that you could have done?
If I go for
If you got more
face-to-face,
time, right?
face-to-face,
Face to face with who?
like with the Grab user, because
Do you want to do what we call the deck interview method? Because you are now doing like just a survey. But could it be better if you do a deck interview?
so you could have asked more questions.
More asking who? Who is the responder? I'm not very sure. So
You mean the face-to-face or the online survey?
no, yeah, whichever. Who are you targeting? That's not clear here.
Indians or the college students around Subang Jaya. Not really college students, just whoever at the Subang Jaya. Because we open for the public, we post it on the Indie Confession page also.
Open to the public, but you are thinking that who do you think is your expected or target population? The target sample rather.
If we say do it online, so it might be the 50 that he mentioned just now. Like if we say we have more time to do, if we more time to do, we might be doing face-to-face. Like face-to-face we can do in certain places which is only Grab user. Like Sarah Pyramid, they have a Grab waiting lounge there. So in the waiting lounge, of course, is all Grab users. So in that case, we're gonna have better accurate data that we collect from the respondent.
So it could have been improved further if you have thought of that as well as these are what we call for future development. But it's good to think more than just out of the box a bit. Because if you, let's say you know that there was a lot of complaints, so it's good to look at the Grab user, the one who really experienced it, to do what we call either a deck interview or a personal interview, rather than only just an online survey. Because online survey has its own limitations. It may be very cheap for you and low cost and less time consuming, but then it may not have the response rate that you want, and it also may not have the depth. If you have done a depth interview, you could probe further and say what are really the issues that you will face as a Grab user. So that will probably be good for number section C. You see, if you had said that you want to do that as a research question, the research question was to look at people's perspective, the customer's perspective towards Grab safety and security, then it would have been good to do either, if you don't want to do a depth interview, you could also organize a focus group where you get a group of people, even if you are maybe even among our college students, those who have used Grab service, right? Because there's this issue about safety, especially ladies. We are scared to be raped. Especially rape is a terrible traumatic experience for anybody. Nobody wants to be raped. That is the worst thing that's happening in Malaysia. You take a taxi ride, you didn't expect to be raped at all. You want to just reach your destination. And you have these issues now, very big issues. I personally would not dare to take a taxi ride.
That is why we suggest that.
Right, I would rather drive myself. Luckily, I can drive myself, but there are many people out there who couldn't drive, who didn't have the money to have their own car. There might be an issue of just trying to take a taxi ride, especially the reputation is at stake. The reputation of Grab is at stake. So what are they trying to do about it? Do they have any, so far, have you read about what Grab is going to do about ensuring the safety of their... I know you wrote your recommendations, but whether these people are doing anything about it, the Grab company, so far.
Yeah,
have you read that they are ensuring the safety?
There is actually a news in previous year, 2017, like I think after the rape issues come up. So Grab is actually, how to say, they are actually going to come up with a panic button. But then still no news about it, so we suggest them to take it immediately for this panic button for both passenger and drivers.
It's very critical.
Because their priority should be on the passenger and drivers instead of other issues.
Okay, that's very good. Okay. So far, I think that's it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Miss. Thank you, guys.